Hello there, Ricky Tang here, and I'm out enjoying what might be our only day of spring. My bike's saying 16 degrees Celsius. It's mostly sunny, although those clouds look a bit threatening over there. So yes, just come out for a little spin. It's been a while since I've had a good ride on the BMW on dry roads with a leather jacket on, not my textile. So I also want to get you up to speed about what's going to be happening on the channel this year. Well, basically the events I've got lined up. I finally pulled my finger out and booked a few things up. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a busy couple of months this summer. Okay, so what have I got planned for this year? Well, in date order, starting from the earliest one I remember. Now I might get some of these dates wrong, or some of the events. It's quite possible. Coming up, I think it's around about the 12th of June this year, which is not that far away considering it's May in a couple of days time. That'll be my first event, and that will be a track day, and it'll be at Brands Hatch Indy, the Indy circuit. It's a shame it's not the big circuit, but what it is I've booked this up through Bennett's Bike Social. I'm a Bennett's insurance member. This is not a plug, but I am impressed with their track days. Great thing about Bennett's Bike Social track days is that they are cheap as chips. I think this one's cost me £129. We get free photography of the day. Most track days you go to, you have to pay extra for photos. And there's every chance you'll bump into somebody famous like Peter Hickman or John McGuinness. Although thus far I've been too shy to walk up to any of those famous racers and have a chat. I've been too shy to even go up to the Bike Social staff and talk to them, the ones that you see on YouTube. I don't know what's wrong with me, I'm just shy. I'll be attending the track day on this machine, the R1250R, and it's my first visit to Brands. Even though it's just the Indy track, still looking forward to it, and I'm kind of dreading it at the same time because well, that's not actually quite true to say, but what it is that when I ride I find that I'm not very good at going around right hand bends. I'm more comfortable with lefts than I am with rights. And most tracks in the UK are right-handed or clockwise, and Brands Hatch Indy is short and clockwise, so I'm going to be going right quite often. So I try to force myself to get comfortable with right-hand bends, so I can go around them as fast as I go around lefts. So a couple of weeks after Brands Hatch, around about the 24th, 25th of June, I'll be attending the Adventure Rider Festival, the ADR. That's at Ragley Hall in Warwickshire, I think. And I'll be attending that on my little Versys 300. That's the good news. The bad news is that I'm actually kind of tied up working on the Friday. I don't think I'll be arriving until Friday evening, sadly. So that means I'll get one full day at the festival. Don't think I can do anything about that, unfortunately. Still, it's going to be a good day. They got, forgive me if I get the name wrong, the Bridgestone off-road trail. So they've got about something like 30 kilometres of off-road tracks that you can take your bike on, which should be good. There'll be demo bikes there, all sorts of other events. Lots of live music as well, which should be good. And I'll be camping. I'll take my own tent, so that should be a good weekend. Then in the middle of July I've got 2 weeks off work, got my annual leave. On the Wednesday of the first week I'm going to be doing the first of my several visits, several pilgrimages to Donington Park, and I think we're talking about, I don't know, the 16th of July, no, maybe the 12th of July, can't quite remember. I'm doing a BMW Moto Performance Academy Day. So that may well have someone like Steve Plater in attendance, some other top level national and international racers giving tips. And for that one, you hire one of their bikes. So I will be hiring a S1000RR. See what I did, horsepower sports bike at Donington? Yes, please. And after that track day at Donington, on about the Wednesday of the first week of my 2 weeks annual leave, my intention after that is to travel up north. My plan is to do the NC 500, get right up north. Never ridden as far as Scotland before. I got close. I got to Carlisle, I think it was, last year on this bike when I did my little northern journey, which I still haven't made a video about, I do apologise. But on this journey up to Scotland, I plan to take my little Versys 300. Yes, on what might end up being a 1,000-mile journey, if not more. Why? Well, there's several reasons. One of them is, if I take this bike up, chances are I'll end up riding too quickly a lot of the time. And the Versys I bought, as you may know, in an attempt to not ride so fast so often, therefore spending more time enjoying my surroundings and not just laser focused on the road ahead. So there'll be some stunning scenery up there. I don't want to miss it by, you know, giving in to temptation and twisting the throttle open on this beast. One of the other reasons is, yeah, a bit of a tricky one. I'm currently 3,000 miles ahead of where I should be on this bike according to the PCP schedule. I'm way ahead. So really, if I want to sell this bike back to BMW at the end of the term, or trade it in, or do something with it, I need to stop putting so many miles on this bike, which is a difficult one. Basically, I have to stop riding this bike so much, the bike that I love a lot. So I don't know what to do with that. Either wind my neck in and cut down on the miles I'm doing on this bike, which means, you know, using the Versys more often, and the Bros, the Honda Bros, or accept I'm going to take a hit on it, on the trade-in value, and just keep piling on the miles, or keep the bike, so again I don't have to worry about the mileage. So while I'm trying to decide what to do with this bike in a year or two, or maybe less, depending on what that 1300 GS is going to be like when it's revealed later this year maybe, I can't be sticking too many miles on this bike. It's frustrating, but I can't make up my mind what to do. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm going to take the 300 on this long journey north. And I've realised or rediscovered that a motorbike with a fairing, or at least a top fairing like my Kawasaki, is quite a lot more relaxing on a long journey than a naked bike. The next event is in early August, the weekend around about the 5th, and that is Moto GP. So the intention there is for me and some friends to get an Airbnb in the area and yeah, spend the weekend there at Silverstone and enjoy the sprint race as well as the main race on the Sunday. Then in the middle of August, what is that? Let me think, I try and remember the dates again now. Oh yes, another track day at Donington. So on that track day, it's a bit special for me and my best mate. So what we're doing is hiring Yamaha R1s. So that's going to be an amazing day. Then at the end of August, I'm going to be doing, I can't remember the proper name of it, but it's Nathan the Postman's Sweet Lamb Adventure Weekend. So I do like Nathan and his YouTube channel and his exploits. He's a chap who basically rode from Australia, I think it might have been Sydney, to London on a Honda CT110 or CT90 postie bike. That's quite a few years ago now, but yeah, he's kind of made a career out of taking people on little tours in the south of England and further afield. So yeah, he's taking over KTM's Sweet Lamb kind of adventure park for a weekend, and again I'll be taking my little Kawasaki there, so that's another thing to look forward to. And then at the end of August, around the 28th I think, I've booked up a Mick Extance adventure day. What's it called? Off-road experience. So I did one last year with the same folks, loved it. Even in one day learnt quite a bit about, you know, off-road riding as a novice. So basically I'm just repeating that day, so I don't need a more advanced course. I'm still a novice off-road. That day will suit me fine. There's one more event at the moment I haven't actually got a date for yet, still trying to book it in, but that's a day at Inch Perfect Trials in Lancashire. So, you know, getting on a trials bike, doing some more off-road stuff. Again, just looking to improve my skills off-road. So I think that's about everything at the moment that I've got planned this year. When we get into September, October time, I'll be probably bored witless, because we'll have all those exciting events to go through. Then I haven't really got anything else booked until the end of the year. Oh, end of the year. I'm trying to hold some annual leave days back for the end of the year. November, December time maybe. Not sure again yet, because I haven't planned anything. But I would like to do a motorcycle tour, like a Toro adventure. You've seen those maybe with the popular British motor vloggers like Teapot One and Lamb Chops and Missenden Flyer, Richie Vida, all those guys. I want to do one of those sorts of weeks away, not necessarily with Toro Trail or Toro Adventure, but some reputable firm that have got some hire bikes that I can use. And yeah, I want to do that kind of in autumn winter time, where it's cold in the UK and I want to go somewhere nice and warm, if I've got the money and if I've got the days left to do it. Well, there's another thing I'm just interjecting into this video. It's about taking a Kawasaki to Scotland. It's a weird thing. I don't know if anyone will understand where I'm coming from, but it goes back a long way in my riding career. Anyway, cut to the chase. When I go for a ride, I don't like to stop. I don't like to stop and start. I like to begin a ride, not even stop for a coffee, you know, or cake, or stop at a sightseeing point. I ride the road, you know, focused on enjoying the road ahead, and then go home, end of journey, or reach my destination. I just enjoy the riding part of it, not the stopping part of it so much. So at the moment, for the NC 500, my tentative plans is to only do about 100 miles a day on the Kawasaki, you know, stop often and not travel very far, and do the NC 500 in about 5 days, 5 or 6 days maybe. And again, with the slow bike, I'll be less tempted to wind that throttle open and ignore where I actually am. This kind of psychological block I've got about not wanting to stop when I'm going out for a ride, I've really got to shake it, but I don't know how. Okay, getting up north is going to be hard work, especially on the Kawasaki. You know, that's like 400 miles to get to Inverness, which is kind of the beginning of the NC 500 typically. I probably won't be doing much stopping there, although I don't know, I might have to do that in 2 days just to get there. But once I'm on the actual loop itself, find cafes, stop often. I'm bringing my drone with me, which is a DJI Mini 2. Yeah, Northern trip. I need to try and teach myself, after, you know, 30 plus years of riding, how to stop more often on a day out, on a trip. It's causing me some anxiety basically. Learning how to ride like everybody else. But I'll try. So hopefully you'll stick with me this summer while you watch me get out of my depth in multiple different ways. I'll also be doing bike reviews, as you will know if you've been following my channel. And if you have been following my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Consider it at least. Think about it before you go to bed. Until the next video, folks, take care of yourselves and of each other. I'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.